Mariguard Academy is unusual. It could be described as a school, though what you might learn there varies so greatly that anyone declaring alumnus might be turned away from academics simply on principle. It is better described as a guild, or a fortress, a castle built centuries ago that the fishing town of Ferrum grew off of like an affectionate mole. It is a guild with a reputation across all of Aurelia, where the mercenaries who fight for the Mariguard are told to be champions, or geniuses, or saviors, or villains. The Mariguard is unusual. It is founded within the borders of Aurelia, the golden green nation of trade and mixed culture, but the Mariguard swears no fealty. It works for any money and it provides contracts to those who pay for them, with no concern for allegiance or retribution. The only constant is if you hire the Mariguard contractors and you do not pay for their service, they will never help you again. And it is in this morally gray area we find our story. A group of recruits seated within the dining hall of the castle Mariguard. And the trainers, contractors, recruits, hopefuls, even the eyes of the gods, turn to watch. It is loud. The dining hall is filled with contractors. For this is the assigning ceremony, and everyone wants to know who the newest team is. The 8 newest contractors are forced to sit at the waiting table, the table closest to the instructor's table. On the tables are pitchers of water and platters of warm bread, if only served as a distraction for the nervous or the bored. The 8 of you woke up in your dormitory for the last time, each of you receiving a key for private quarters on your trunk. Perhaps you went to breakfast. Perhaps you went and spoke with your trainer. Or perhaps you woke up at the Mariguard, the large tavern the contractors seem to have adopted for their use. For now, it is 11 a.m. in the morning, and the clamor of voices rings across the hall. You look around you, other fresh and veteran contractors, loudly jeering and talking, and the most obvious to see. Treat stands up at the table with the other instructors, and he says, "All right, shut your traps, you morons! We're gonna get this blasted thing started!" The irritable voice of the cleric instructor, Treat, is magnified. Thank you, Varian. A tiefling stands in front of the table, dark purple in color, with twisting horns that run high above his head. Today is a remarkable day. We all know the training and trials for a new recruit are not easy here at the Mariguard. A general muttering of agreement can be heard across the room. They must be, for without them, any old idiot could become a contractor. And none of you are idiots. Think of it as an in-depth apprenticeship. He grins a little bit. Now, as I call your name, step up to me, and you shall receive your assignment and uniform. He picks up a long parchment from the table. Morrigan Lorelei.
I step up.
He takes your hand, like shakes it, and he says, "Well done. You shall be an arcanist for team number 5. Here are your robes." And he hands you flowing robes that are velveted black with trims of gold running along the accents. It discreetly bears the 3-pronged symbol of the Mariguard on one shoulder. You may be seated.
Thank you.
Thormir Arn Ironthane.
Just step up.
As you step up, you see Irilad is like standing behind the table, and he's got his arms on his hips like Superman, and he's grinning his ass off at you. Well done. You will serve as a vanguard for team number 5. Here is your armor. He offers you a set of chainmail and you can see at a glance it shows the handwork of Seka. It is enameled jet black with accents of gold lacing through the links. You may sit down.
Thank you. I'll go by the seat.
Fortunata Nadajdi. As she approaches, he remarks, You have impressed Elise, your instructor. She has requested your assistance for her personally. You will serve as an agent. Congratulations. He hands out a fine set of leathers, ornately dark black and blue, to a small smile from the darkly clothed drow women at the table. He then proceeds through a few of the other contractors who are worth note, and then he says, Ollie and their tree toes.
Ollie stands and bows.
Come here.
She does that too.
You have earned a role as Inquisitor for team number 5. Well done. He offers a set of very lightweight-looking robes, jet black with linings of gold along the lapels.
Thank you.
You may sit down.
Ollie scurries back to her seat, clutching her robes in confusion.
Frika Atakan. The elven woman stands up and he says, You will also serve as a vanguard, defending team number 5. Well done. He smiles at her, holding out a set of furs and hide that look like they're made from black bear, hardened enough, and then accents of gold running through it. Kithmia Elderberry.
She'll head up.
You will perform the duties of Chronicle, recording and protecting team number 5. I am certain you are up for the task. And he holds out a new set of half-plate armor, well-oiled and enameled black steel over golden chainmail. Atop it is a heavy bronze-trimmed tome, blank pages.
Oh, it's so heavy. Okay. I'll take it.
Lusam Hunter.
I stand up a little too quickly and kind of knock the chair back in my nervousness before I walk up.
You shall perform the duties of a seeker for team number 5. I wish you luck. And he holds out a well-made suit of scale mail. The scales are alternating from black to gold in a fish scale pattern.
I like the look of the armor, but I don't for what it means. Thank you, sir.
You may sit down. Slowly. Jor'vandir.
He looks up from the table and gets up, going over slowly. He definitely looks nervous, at least.
As team number 5 is a new designation, it requires a leader and a face. The duty of squad leader falls to you, Yor. I am certain you will do well. And he holds out a well-made breastplate, enameled black with gold embellishment, the symbol of the Mariguard across the chest. Do keep them alive.
He'll nod his head to them, pick it up, and thank you. I'll try to honor the place, as it were, and lifts off an awkward chuckle before he gets off the stage and sits back down.
As you all sit down, now together as Team 5, the Tiefling speaks again. Now, new contractors, it is time for your oath. Do not take this oath lightly. It is how the world perceives us. Illarad, if you would.
Right. After me. I am a vigil in this world of strife.
I am
I
a
am
vigil.
a vigil in this world of strife.
Vigil in this world of strife.
I raise my blade for those without the strength.
I
raise my
blade
For those without strength.
I am a light in this world of darkness.
I am a light in this world of darkness.
My watchful eye guards those without sight.
I watch
I am a guardian at these gates to hell.
I am a guardian at these gates to hell.
Through my will, The line is drawn.
Through my
Through
room,
my
is
world,
drawn.
the line
line
is drawn.
Well done. Now, the day is yours.
I said stick instead of blade because I don't have a blade. Is that okay?
It is permissible.
Okay, good.
For assignment, speak to Persh. Otherwise, the rest of the evening and afternoon is up for you guys to decide as you wish. And tomorrow, you will either receive a new mission, or you can always choose to join in the fall festival. It is up to you. The tiefling bows before smiling at all of you, and as soon as he sits down at the table, the entire room just fills with echoes and cheers and jeering and rah! And applause all around the place.
Yay.
Woohoo! Ollie, we're on the same team! Halfling low 5!
Ollie will return the
Well, that was nerve-wracking.
You're telling me.
So, are we gonna go drinking? I vote drinking.
Oh,
I do not drink.
I don't either.
Oh, joy.
Really?
I typically don't drink, but I'll make sure you fools don't do anything.
Wait, none of you drink?
Don't you die or something if you don't drink?
How can you not drink?
I'm pretty sure it's the opposite, actually.
But you need liquids. Otherwise,
with
your elements won't be
Alcohol. Alcohol makes my natural smell like alcohol for days because of the way my body works. So,
But you could drink
I stick-
milk.
Usually when someone says they don't drink, they're referring to alcohol, not all liquids.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Genasi, I need my water.
Everyone needs water. It's one of the things that makes you in balance.
But I am constantly losing about an eighth of the total water in my body a day, not including sweating.
Then you should drink more.
Most. So, yes, I do drink, just not alcohol, because I smell like I'm drunk for days and days.
As you guys are sitting here, Kith, you feel a hand on your shoulder, but all of you here. Why are you all just sitting here?
Ha!
This is not how anyone is supposed to celebrate becoming contractors.
But I was ready to go to the bar!
I know you are.
Hitting
I'm
on
proud
what-
of you.
We're debating on what we should do, as most of us don't drink.
Which is weird.
Super weird.
You all see this very, old and weathered salt and pepper man. A few of you have seen him before in full plate armor, and he's just, staring at those who said they don't drink. And he said,
Is this true?
how do you hope to make it through? Oh, God. Well, Keith, good luck. And he,
Thanks.
pats you on the shoulder and walks away.
Was the blood hunter dude, right? What's his name?
No, that was Treat.
Treat the cleric.
The clear. No, not the clear. Wait.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
why don't you guys just try a little sip and see how it goes?
At least come down the pub and have a bite.
Yeah, I'll go down with you and dance and stuff, but I just won't drink.
Okay.
I'll go...
Okay, hooray! Dancing is great.
I grab you guys by the hands and start pulling, which isn't very effective.
Although we should probably put our gear and stuff in our quarters for now.
Oh man, no! I want to try mine on. Looks awesome.
Fair.
Do you just do it right now? Do you just change
No,
right away?
I'm not gonna change in front of everyone. I'm not that.
I'm just kind of holding the breastplate and looking it over. It's like, oh, this is very nice.
I'll drop mine off and meet you at the Mariguard, and I head out.
I head to my dorm and put on the armor.
I'm gonna go check out my new room since I have a key.
Okay.
and
Do
change my
you
clothes there.
do you know where it is?
No, but I can go ask someone.
That's true.
I'm gonna head off to the forge real quick.
You're heading to the forge?
I guess I'll ask Persh.
Okay. He is not in the room. He's probably at the desk where he usually is.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop over to the scurry over to the front desk and wave my key at him and my robes in excitement. In case that was not clear.
Good morning, Ollie.
Good morning.
What can I help you with?
We're full-on contractors now.
I
And
see
have a
that.
key, and I don't know where I'm.
Ah. All right, you're on to private quarters then.
Oh, me too.
Oh, kids is here. All right. Okay. What team number are you now?
5.
He pulls out
Yeah,
like
fine.
he pulls out a ledger and starts reading through some papers, and he says, all right, are you staying on in the castle, or are you taking up private residence?
What?
That key is if you want to stay here at the castle.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't have anywhere else to go.
All right. And any of the rest of you? I assume you're all there.
Can I have a room next to Ollie's?
Yeah, we kind of all followed after them when they started running off, so I would assume.
Yeah.
Thank you for making my life easy. Hirsch continues looking through his paper.
I'm gonna take a room in the castle just for convenience sake.
How kind of you. Let's see. All right, follow me. And he hops down off his chair with a thump. And he begins kind of dwarf waddling down the hall to the right.
Alright, I follow.
We also follow.
At the end of the hall, he takes a left, and none of you have been around this corner.
Really?
I mean, unless you explored a little farther than you normally would have. But the training rooms were in that first stretch of hallway. He pushes around the corner, right past the door to the tower, and he keeps going. And then there is a large door at the end of the hall, and he pushes through it. And he keeps going.
I keep on following him.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep following them.
The hall looks much the same, though it does seem to be a little wider than the hall it was just in. You see more art on the walls and more sconces that are well lit. And now you see some of the doors are much more personalized. Some of them have different carvings etched into them. Some of them are painted with all sorts of different embellishments and designs. And he crosses through an archway and he says, all right, these are the next unassigned, so these 5 will be yours. Key? And he
I
asks
hand him my
first.
key.
He walks up to the first door on the right, and he holds the key into the door, and then you see a white, and he hands it back to you, and the key has a completely different marking etched into its tip. It's completely different shape.
Ooh.
That one's yours. Next.
I'll hand him mine. Next.
He does the same thing. And one by one, with each of you who gives him their key, you receive quarters in this section of the hallway.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Percy. You've been super helpful, as always.
You're welcome. Any plans for the rest of the evening?
Gonna go drinking.
Well, we were just gonna go down around the pub, and I was gonna drink, and some of them don't drink, so I don't know what they're gonna do. But
You just
hopefully
beat
we
I'm gonna
disappointed
dance.
and then move on.
super.
I
hope
don't
do
drink
anything
because I sweat out my alcohol and I smell like it for days, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna make sure that they stay out of trouble, as much as I can, at least.
Good to know.
Why would we get in
Welcome to
trouble?
come drinking with us if you want.
Drunkards, or would be, but lack of impaired judgment is nobody's friend.
You're calling us drunkards?
I think you did. You're gonna stand for that.
No.
I didn't mean any offense. It was a slip of the tongue.
I believe all starting off. Let's just go get something to eat and something.
That's a
good
good
idea.
idea.
Agreed.
I would challenge you to a drink over that, but you don't drink.
I'll drink your table.
Insults are nothing more than air. Let's do it.
Persh has like walked away.
An eating contest. Just flattered the pub has. Whoever finishes it first wins.
Thormir, you said that you were heading to the forge.
Yeah.
You walked out the front door and went there. Seka is working on something when you arrive. She does not look up. Oh, you're knocking?
Yeah, like just on the door to let her know I'm there.
Yes, what? How you doing, Thormir?
Pretty good. Just wanted to thank you for the armor.
You're welcome. Are you wearing it right now?
I still had it in my hands. I hadn't had time to put it on yet.
Right. You were pretty easy to do the measurements for. Been around you a minute.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. Well, I made at least one thing easier.
At least.
Yeah. Gotta do the one thing right. I'm gonna change into this stuff real quick, and I'll go, like, behind a partition or something.
Roll me a D100. The first roll of the game.
Oh boy. Oh.
100.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
Okay.
That's my first roll today as well.
Oh my.
A coin purse that weighs a lot slams you in the chest as you're getting ready to put the chainmail on.
Oh.
It's your share from the work of the year.
Oh.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think I've held this much coin in my life.
Probably not. But that's what you get for working for a castle.
Yeah. It was always an honor and a pleasure to work with you. Thank you.
I did deduct some for the burned steel every few so often.
Yeah, I gotta work on that.
But there was some good work, and there's your pay.
Give a slight bow of the head. Thank you, Seka. And then continue to go put my armor on real quick.
No problem. I can't believe you rolled.
I don't know how.
That was amazing.
When you do count it, that coin purse has 473 gold.
Sweet mother of giblets. 470 what?
3.
3, okay.
We're set for a while then, looks like.
Yeah.
If he cares.
I was expecting... I was going to multiply the result of your D100 by 5 and then subtract a percentage. And then you did that.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
there you go.
Roll 20.
Yeah.
I can't forge, but you give me gold.
Well, apparently you forged quite a bit and successfully.
Yay. After that, I slide everything on and kind of just wave goodbye and go try to meet up with the party.
Good luck. Don't get in any fights.
No promises.
Okay, so you return, and Thormir appears, and he's wearing... It's very... I hesitate to say cool-looking chainmail. It's black, but it's like a well-oiled, shiny black with gold lacing throughout the rings.
Ooh.
It's very interesting looking. You guys do know that each team number is assigned their own color pattern. Yours is black and gold.
Nice.
Yay.
I didn't expect that reaction, to be honest. Great.
We look
Really
cool.
kind.
I'm blinging out. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah. It's for a team of specialists.
I
We go to the pub.
You guys pick up Thormir on your way out to the pub. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, it depends how long you decided to argue about drinking or not.
Not that long.
Not that long.
Not that
They don't
long.
have to drink. They can do whatever they want.
I forget, who was it that I accidentally insulted?
It was me.
You said
So
you called the halflings drunkards.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, I'm frantically trying to like backpedal and be like apologetic. Also offer like alternate things like an eating competition to like settle that.
Sure.
Ollie is going to order.
Whoa.
I was thinking we could all order the same thing, and whoever first wins.
Oh, I was just gonna get like all of the they do a really good herb rub on the roast fowl here, and we could just eat as many birds as we can.
I like that.
I have a suggestion.
Hmm.
Maybe a pie eating contest.
Ooh.
Yes.
Apple pie? Fall Fest?
Yes.
Ooh. Apple would be nice, actually.
Apple would be very nice right now.
You hear a voice in your head, Morgan, that says, "Yeah, I like that contest."
Oh.
All right, apple
let's
pie
do it.
is.
All right.
You are forgiven this time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really not upset.
I didn't think you were, but I don't want to go off on the wrong foot.
No, you're fine. It's fine. It's good. It's okay.
So we're ordering like as many apple pies as we can fit on the table, and trying to have an eating contest with them.
I guess so.
You two and me, the two halflings and the genasi.
Yeah, I'm kind of just
whoa.
watching
Wait,
this.
are you implying it's us together against you, or?
No, that would be.
No, you are each your own contestant.
Okay, all right.
I think anybody can participate in the eating contest who wants to. I am not here to stop anyone from eating pie.
Yeah, we should all eat pie.
If you do the contest, just give me all the pie, okay?
Let's do this.
In your head, Morgan.
Oh boy.
Okay, so you guys leave the Mariguard Academy, going the sharp right down the alleyway that leads to the Mariguard. And it is pretty busy out here. The normal calls of wares and fish coming from the main streets, and it's, it's one block up to the pub. You guys head in, and it is the familiar sight of the Mariguard. It is a very crowded but very large tavern. It's easily got 2 floors to it. As soon as you step in, there is a very large hearth on the right side of the wall. And then, let me move this picture over so you can have some more of that mood imagery, if you know what I'm talking about. As you step in, there are people eating and drinking at all of the long tables. It's very crowded and busy, but cheerful. And it's hard not to smile as soon as you step in here. And the smells of cooked meat and fresh bread and cheese and beer and mead just overwhelm the senses.
I bet a port or a spiced brandy would go really well with an apple pie.
I like this idea. Do we have money for this?
I mean, I have a little money.
Enough
Don't worry. I'll help out.
Do we get paid?
Whoa, I work.
We have to take a job first before we can get paid.
Right.
Which did any of us pick up our job requirements before we left?
I'm just gonna kind of take out.
I thought the squad leader had to do that.
Hand it over to somebody.
How much of the money are you handing over?
50.
50?
That's a lot of pies. Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's already subtracted. Somebody take it.
Who paid that?
Me.
I guess I'll take it and just...
The dwarf paid it?
Mm-hmm.
I sit next to the dwarf.
Across from him.
Yeah.
Definitely making
At the mention of orders, Yor is already out the door back, running towards the
Oh my god.
Mariguard to get the orders, because he completely forgot until they actually got back to the tavern.
Okay.
Where did he just... What? Okay.
Okay, we'll address that in a second.
Great.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining this like short-ass dwarf just like hauling ass towards the castle and just going shit.
Dwarf?
Shit.
That wasn't the dwarf.
That was the human.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you
Staring
know what
at
I
him.
mean. I'm still
No,
trying
we
to
don't.
associate characters with voices.
It's okay.
It's alright.
So-
We'll get used to it.
You guys, as you get into the tavern, all this food and smells are overwhelming you. And Thormir pulls out this huge purse of gold and drops a handful of coins into Lusam's hand. The elven bartender, who's always there, leans over the counter and says, "Hi, newcomers, what's it gonna be?"
Pie.
Many pies as you can make.
Apple.
Apples? Apple what?
Apple pie and
Oh.
brandy.
Apple pie.
As many apple pies as you can make us. Please don't ask too many questions.
Have you got a few hours?
You don't have any apple pies?
I have like 2.
We need more. We're gonna have a pie eating contest.
Most plan these sort of things.
It's early, so
It's like midday, right? The bakery should still be open.
Yeah, it's like it's morning. It's like 11:30 in the morning.
Okay, so I turn to them and be like, "Let's go to the bakery and come back here with the pies."
okay,
And we'll buy all the brandy here.
okay,
Not all of the brandy, just enough.
okay.
I mean,
Okay.
enough of the brandy so that we're not assholes bringing pie into this establishment.
Yeah.
So you walked in, say you want apple pies. They don't have them, so you leave.
We say
and
we'll be
go to the
back,
bakery.
and we're gonna pick up the pie.
Okay.
Bartender and be like, and tell him we'll be back, and we'll be paying for lots of drinks too.
All right. Am I baking pies?
Make a couple.
He looks behind at the kitchen where on the counter are a few desserts that are there, and there are a few pies there.
You need
And
an
one
extra
of them-
hand in there or anything?
One of the pies that are on the counter it looks like there are bites being taken out of it right as you're watching it.
Not yet.
What do you mean?
Yes, I have something planned.
This is going to be an amazing campaign.
A few drips of apple pie filling splat on the floor by your feet, Maury.
Alright.
All right, so you guys,
Can I make a perception check
sure,
to see if I know anything around Morgan?
roll a perception check at disadvantage because they're invisible.
Yeah. I think I'd. Yeah. Okay, what the?
Give it a shot.
Perception? Okay. Plus 1. That's a 3. No, I'm gonna.
You
say
want to
I
roll
failed.
for the next one? Maybe you'll get a 1.
No, I'm good, man.
Okay. Everything seems to be totally copacetic. You need to go get some pies.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the rules.
Pretend to be back, and we'll make it so we're not complete assholes.
Sure.
Kind of back myself out of the bar.
As soon as you guys have said that you're going to leave and come back to buy drinks, the elf is kind of like, all right, and then just turns around and goes to serve somebody else.
All right. So, where's the bakery?
Oh, Ollie and I explored the city a lot. I'm sure we know where it is.
There's a few options. You would know where the closest one is.
All right, let's go to the bakery.
Okay. Hang on. Shit. Did it not upload?
Echo.
Echo.
Yes.
During our thing, we had originally talked about Ollie maybe working during her year, but then it seemed like monk training was too intensive for that to actually happen, and I wasn't sure where we.
Well, almost every day at the end of your monk training, you were
I was basically
under
feeling-
exhaustion. You were
Yeah,
under
yeah.
exhaustion.
So that just checking. We're good.
You might have been able to volunteer some on the weekends if you wanted to.
I think that just logic being what it is, I think we probably didn't do that. I was just
You were dead. Okay.
Thank God
Just
for my con saves.
scenes.
Yeah, your con saves were kind of insane. So you guys leave the tavern and you head out into the main stretch of Ferrum. Put the music back.
Pie, 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 pie. We got this.
Pie.
You know, this is not how I imagined spending my first night as a contractor.
It's a good
I
night.
mean, it's still midday.
Yeah.
I was just, it's fine. I like pie.
Also, did anybody know where the human went?
I think he went back.
I mentioned something about orders, and then he looked real scared, and then he disappeared.
Oh,
I hope he's okay.
we'll save him some pie.
So you
I
guys
think we will have little choice but to save him pie.
the options for a bakery, there's a couple. You could choose any of the like open stall market vendors that are on the main stretch, because there's a lot of them. It's kind of like a fisher's market here. Or you could go to one of the actually founded bakeries that's more for the bigger, like, you know, it's a freaking store you go into.
If we're trying to get enough pies for as many of us who seem to want to participate in an eating contest, I think we're probably going to need to go to a brick and mortar.
Okay, so you head to the nearest established bakery building.
Yeah.
All right.
And then if
Well,
we don't
you
have
do
enough
that.
land, we can go to the stalls.
Okay. Well, you do that.
Yes.
You blast back into the front door of the Mariguard Academy. And Perch like glances up from his doors and says, "Yes."
Hi. I almost forgot about the picking up orders. I'm the squad leader for group number 5.
Oh, right, the specialists.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Are you taking part in the festival tomorrow?
I would have to check with everyone else's.
What kind of leader are you?
One who's nervous and hasn't really led much of anything.
Come here. And he like
All right.
waves you over to the desk and he says, "Look, you're squad leader. You've received that title. It is your duty to decide what your squad is going to do."
Right.
I have 2 assignments here. You could take one of those, or you could participate in the festival. Do you know what that means? Did anyone explain that to you?
I'm not sure. I may have Can I actually roll a history?
Yeah,
can I
roll a
a
history
check? See if I actually remember that. What's plus?
Yeah, as a comment, you guys can always leave things up to your character if you don't know.
Nope.
All right.
Wait, no. I have
You
keen
don't.
mind, don't I?
Do you have keen mind?
I do.
Is this something that would have happened in the last... Roll me a percentile
Roll me a Okay.
to see if this happened in the last month.
Yeah, that's gonna. 67?
67. Okay. Yeah, you know what that means to participate in the festival. So any squad, any member of contractors that decide to participate in the festivals, they join as a team, and then they are basically set loose in the town of Ferrum, where the gates are locked, with a bunch of monsters running around. And each team has to come up with as many tokens from those monsters as they can before sundown.
Oh.
That sounds awesome.
So it's Hunger Games. Kill-
Except without, like,
Shall.
everything that Hunger Games is about. But yeah, it's like running around. It's like a free for all, except they generally say don't attack the other teams.
Right.
But you can acquire the tokens any way you need to.
Which means attacking the teams.
It's up to interpretation. There's definitely been you heard about this as some people at dinner were complaining about a couple teams' behavior in the previous festival. But it's kind of anything goes.
Right. I would say yes, we're going to be partaking in that festival.
Yar.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes my life easy. Go ahead and assign your team here. And he moves down and he brings up another ledger. This one has just a list of the teams so far that are already in. And you see that a few of the teams on there are veteran teams. But then you guys are the shiniest and newest team. It is rare for the Mariguard to be able to make a team entirely of new contractors. Usually what they do is they incorporate new contractors into existing teams.
That's not. That is interesting, to say the least. So we're the first new, all new team, or
in a while, yes.
I guess that's
probably the biggest.
Saying something at least, I guess.
You do need to come up with a nomenclature for your team eventually. No one wants to call you Team 5 all the time.
Yeah. That is probably a bit strange, but I'll definitely see what ideas we come up with, I guess.
Sure. You don't have to on the spot. So, sign here. Squad leader name.
All right. He's going to put his full name there.
Okay. And as soon as you're done writing it, he like slams the ledger shut and says, "Excellent. I expect to see you here in the morning."
All right. I'll be here.
Not at sun up or anything.
Yeah.
Probably around like 10 in the morning. The festival begins at noon.
Right. That's plenty of time.
Yes. Go get wasted.
Oh. He'll quickly nod and then scurry back to the tavern, which is where he still thinks the party is.
Yeah. You step into the tavern and the elf says, "Yes? What can I get you?"
I'm actually looking for my party. They were just in here. Probably mentioned something about short and blue, in that order.
Short and blue. Nope. I didn't see him.
Hey man,
No.
I'm like 5'8".
My character's 6 foot. Everyone's short to him.
This is not an important distinction.
No, I meant...
The elf does not know who you're talking about based off that description.
I meant... Okay. They were saying something specifically about pies.
Pies.
Apple pies.
Are those the yokels responsible for this mess? And he pulls out like an apple pie that's been half eaten. It like gnawed out from the inside. I expect compensation for this.
How
They left
much?
2 minutes ago. You better go get them back.
Oh, okay. And
5 silver a pie.
Oh, and did they say where they were going by chance, or
they said they were going to get pies or something?
Okay. Thank you.
Go find them and get me my coin. This is such a mess.
Right. He's just gonna.
I was just proud of this one as well.
He's just gonna sigh heavily and run and kind of slowly inch back towards the door.
Go get them.
Mm-hmm. And he leaves.
You are the
You hear
best
him,
leader
slam
ever.
the pie
I love
tin
you.
down on the counter.
This is out of character, but Meta, I'm so sorry.
So you guys have gone to find a bakery. You find one. You know exactly. Why is my fucking Discord blowing up? Stop talking to me. I don't care. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Hold on. I gotta set the do not disturb.
Damn.
We were
Well,
just
what-
discussing team names. Jeez.
I'm sorry. You weren't. No, not me. Not you guys. I don't have notifications from you guys. I'm talking about random people. So,
Fucking
you
weird.
guys go to the bakery that you know well because you remember the name. It's Patty Cakes.
Yes.
Yes.
I love this place.
You step in and there is there's like a line of two people, and the woman at the counter is a gnome who is hastenedly serving them. The people in the first place is buying a huge cake, and as this tiny gnome is shoving it over the counter, it looks a little precarious, but it's working out okay.
I'm gonna run up and help her with the cake.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
What's your name? I've seen you in here before.
Oh yeah, I'm Ollie. That's my friend Kithmia. We need all of the apple pies.
All of them?
All of them.
All.
Do you mean like the fritters and other like the wraps and things as well?
How many pies do you have?
Apple pies, please.
Hold on. Let me go check, and let me help this person first.
Of course. I don't have an objection to including fritters and turnovers and things. I think it's still part of the apple pie umbrella if we don't have that. I mean, I think it's better to eat extra turnovers if we run out of pie and still need a contest.
Maury, you feel a pair of claws in your shoulder that are just digging a little deeper and a little deeper, and in your mind you hear, this is very difficult for me.
Just wait, and you will get your chance.
So the gnome helps the next person, who basically just like, you're a little excited about the idea of all these pies, and the gnome is helping the person in front of you, who is just a dwarf, and he's purchasing a large quantity of donuts. And as he's walking out with his box, he just kind of looks at all of you like, contractors, and he leaves the building. As you run out down to the main stretch, you see this this woman carrying a gigantic cake up the road, and it is not inexcusable to think that's probably coming from a bakery.
I'm going to look the way she's coming from, and then I'm just going to quickly ask you, ma'am, did you come from a bakery down that way?
Oh, yes, patty cakes.
But by chance, are there a gaggle of like 5 or 6 individuals talking about apple pie?
Oh, yes, they were very helpful.
He's just going to nod, thank you, and then he's going to go off that way to try and find the bakery.
Okay. You find it, and as you go through the door, you almost blast into this dwarf holding a box of donuts.
Sorry.
God, stupid mercenary, get out of the way!
And he's just going to step aside and...
He kind of walks off in a huff. You guys all see Yor almost just demolish the box of donuts and the dwarf. But not. He managed to save it.
Mm.
And then as you guys come up to the counter, the gnome has already gone into the back to probably find how many pies she has.
Alright.
He's just going to walk in through the door.
Oh, good, you caught up.
Yes.
Where'd you go?
To sign us up for the fall festival.
The festival?
Ooh.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to ask.
Essentially, most of it revolves around them locking down the city, throwing a bunch of creatures in, and then letting signed-up parties fight them for tokens. And whoever has the most wins.
Huh.
So we'll be competing against others.
Yes, we're not specifically allowed to attack others as much as we are to try and get their tokens.
Okay, so I bet they're who do we know who the other
Well, we're kind of the only all-new team. The rest are vets, as it seems.
So they're used to fighting together, and we're not.
Well, it's a good training before we go out and do a real
And
mission.
this is a good way. This is a good way to get our name out there. Show
That's
them
the thing,
who
though.
we are and what we can do.
That's the thing. We do still need a name, since party number 5 isn't going to be cutting it.
Oh, damn it! Ah.
Do you need help?
What
No,
happened?
I'm fine.
Thormir looks instantly concerned.
Yor hasn't actually stopped looking concerned.
I go around the counter and just peek my head back there and see if everything is truly alright.
It is a messy storeroom. You see that the ovens are very much still baking things. And you see that an entire shelf of just baking trays has just spilled out on the ground, and she's picking them all back up.
Oh.
She doesn't notice you, but she is hastily collecting them and then throwing them back on the shelf. You see that another counter is... You see like 6 pies are already pulled out, and she's going for more on another shelf.
I knock my fingers against the door frame. Like, do you want me to help pick those up?
No, you're not supposed to be back here.
Sorry, I was just making sure you were okay, and I go back around to the front.
A minute passes, and then
I could use a hand after all.
Alright, I'm gonna hop over the counter and scurry in to help.
you see the gnome currently has 4 pies like on her arms, and she's trying to pick up another one with just her fingertips. And there are 6 more pies out on the counter.
Oh, honey.
If you could just put that one right here so I can grab it. And she's like wiggling her fingertips to like indicate where she wants you to put her pie.
I do exactly what she asks and nothing more.
Yeah.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
So, Yor, what do we get if we win this festival?
I assume the best thing we could hope for right now is gold and recognition.
With that 67, you remember it's actually a magic item.
It's that, but I also think there's a physical magic item, I believe. I don't know exactly what it is.
A 15? Yeah, you are probably the most dexterous person in the building. You, like, easily slide the pie delicately, so it's she's like, oh, it's there. All right. If you could just grab some of those, we're going to bring these out.
I will.
Thank you, Ollie. And she, like, heads out the door. And you see this little... Each of these pies are, like, 15 inches across. They're enormous pies.
Jesus. This is like Costco pie.
Yeah, they're gigantic.
Wow.
God, okay.
And she, like, sets
We're
them
gonna
out
have a
onto
rough
the counter.
time tomorrow.
She says, I have a total of 10. She's coming... Yes, she's got the rest right here. And you probably balance them. You have, like, one on your head.
Yeah. Very
They're all
balancing.
They're all really, really good-looking pies. They're all nicely golden brown on the crust. You can see them. They're very flaky. Some of them are lattice-worked. Some of them are not. And Mori, you're concerned you might be having blood drawn in your shoulder right now. As Korea is like, just, it's a test of willpower right now.
I will once again remind her that if she waits, she'll have the opportunity to eat as much as she can.
I am not going to move tomorrow.
I'm okay for now.
She says, so it's the standard price for the ones with just the solid top, and then it's a little more for the lattice work. So that's going to be 5 silver for each of the standard pies and 7 for each of the lattice work. So that's going to come out to a total of about 5 gold? No, 4 gold. 4 gold.
Do you still have that money?
Yeah,
I
I
look
do.
at the dwarf.
Do you want to give her 5? I mean, look how big these are.
Question. Thormir gave me 50 gold earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
took
I don't know that.
from the pouch from what he gave me, and I put 5
Yes, you
gold
did.
on her, and I tell her to keep the change.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's very kind of you. All
Not a
right.
problem.
You want a crate for all these?
Yes, please.
That sounds helpful.
She comes back with, she like leaves for a moment, comes back with like a fishing crate with multiple levels on it and sets it on the floor and starts loading the pies into it.
Okay.
The pies that are slowly being populated on the
Yes. Apparently so. Some of them are fresh hot. Some of them are, room temperature, but they seem just as good looking as the others. And she says, all right. Will that be everything? At least one glass of milk, I'm sure.
And do a pub. We should be fine.
All right. Welcome. Thank you for choosing Patty's Cakes. Patty Cakes. I don't
We'll be
remember
back
my
if
own
we
name.
need.
Bye, Patty.
Oh, it's a
How did you know my name?
I guessed.
Oh, well, good one.
I'm gonna flip over the counter for no reason on the way out.
Nice.
Roll an acrobatics check.
Oh, please fail.
24. Yeah, it's like second nature. You do like a horizontal flip as you leave the room, and you kind of hear Patty behind you go, well, "That was a little unnecessary, but it was neat."
She likes to do that. Kellenborn, bless you. Bye. I'll drag Ollie out.
Did I sneeze?
Just kind of
Have a good one.
You too. All kind of.
I call what's his name? I call Yor back here, being like, "Hey, help me carry this crate."
All right, hold on. This is not gonna go end well for me.
I'm gonna give him a hand instead.
Yes.
You guys can fucking carry the crate. You
just
do almost intercept at half work as he's heading into the bakery, though.
Oof.
Terribly sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, I insist.
So
I
if we're gonna be doing this thing tomorrow where we all need to work together, we should know a little more about each other.
Oh.
Do it over pies.
Sorry, you cut out for me.
We should know a little more about each other.
That's true.
I like this idea.
I don't
We
actually
can
know.
discuss it after the contest.
True, it's hard to do getting to know you activities with your mouth.
Yeah.
You guys have a crate of pie, and you are discussing perhaps building some team camaraderie, and you're heading toward the bar.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
This is the best way to start off a campaign.
I didn't expect it. I'm not going to lie.
You should have.
Doing the campaign in the best way.
Cupcakes or something.
Well, what happened last time? Nox stepped on a confusion trap, and it made her crave orange cupcakes.
Oh no. Is apple pie our orange cupcake now?
No.
Okay.
But I guess it's just a running thing that my campaigns begin with baked goods. So it could be much worse.
I mean, mine was kielbasa's, so
It's true.
at least there's one shining light for you, bud.
So, as you guys head into the tavern, you push through the door with this gigantic crate of pies, and it's not like super heavy, but it is a little awkward because there are 10 pies in that crate. You head back into the tavern, and as soon as you step in, the elf is like, "Oh, there you are! I made some repayment for this mess here."
What mess?
And he like points down at an apple pie that has been just half eaten in the sloppiest way possible. There are apple bits all over the counter, and the crust is just destroyed.
I look up in confusion and be like, as far as I'm aware, none of us did that.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
You came in asking for apple pie. I turn around as soon as you leave, and my finest baked apple pie is destroyed. You expect
I'm
me to
confused. I haven't gotten to eat any pie yet.
We literally told you we were going to get pie and bring it back. So why would we do that?
I said I had to. I don't know what sort of nonsense you're up to.
I'm just gonna kind of interject, like, sir, with all due respect, these are not a bad lot. They're not gonna go out of their way to deface pies.
I promised I would show your pie more respect.
And at least, and of course, finish it at least.
I just want you to pay for the damn pie.
You know what?
We
can pay for the
take
pie.
out a gold. I take pieces and put them on the counter and be like, "This is for the pie."
You cut out like it right when you said the number.
Yeah,
I put
right with you. Oh, sorry.
Fuck up.
You put.
If I put 5 gold pieces on there.
Okay.
And say we're going to need drinks as well. Would this cover our tab?
It'll cover your tab for 4 gold's worth.
All right, and how much is each drink?
What are you drinking?
Brandy to go with the pie.
Brandy. All right. Well,
3 of
there's
us.
2 choices. Do you want to burn the rubber, or do you want to have a pleasant night?
Pleasant, please.
I would like some either milk if you have it, or water if you don't.
Milk with apple pie would
Flurgle
probably
will
be a
cover
lot
you
better.
for a while.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if you push it too far.
All right. Are we good?
As he said that, he's like pulling out bottles of brandy and mugs and setting them on the counter. And then he realizes you said milk, and he said, "Did you say milk?"
Yeah. Don't drink alcohol for reasons.
I don't care. And he pulls out another like taller mug, and he goes in the back.
I don't care.
All right. So I go back to the crate and start unloading the pies onto the table.
Okay. It's a very busy tavern. You might have a hard time finding a table with no one at it.
We could just wait them out.
People at it?
There's a couple with just like a pair or 3 people at them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start taking over one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell them we're gonna
sit
have.
down and stare.
I'll go join.
Sit down and like be prepared to start eating and drinking, and they can join in or leave.
I will totally tell them we're gonna have a pie eating contest, and they are welcome to participate.
You realize you're sitting next to Tisela.
Great.
Who says, "Yeah, I'd eat some pie."
All right. Excellent, guys. This is my friend Tisla.
Hi.
And you said she did become a contractor, right?
She is a contractor.
Yeah, she's a contractor too.
Canner is not, but you notice Canner is sitting next to her.
Are you in, Canner?
Oh, I mean, yes.
All right.
What sort of halfling says no to pie?
Exactly.
I extend my hand to both of them and introduce myself as Lusam.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Tisela. And I'm Canner.
You as well.
You can call her Tizzy. Don't call me Tizzy.
She
Are you
hates
guys
that.
doing the thing tomorrow, the festival thing?
My team didn't want to. Mostly because we saw there was some kind of heavy hitters out there.
Yeah. We are.
Oh, well, good luck, honestly.
Yeah.
You're real dumb.
No, it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited to see how you do.
Even if we come in last, it's good times.
I back up and pull Yor with me and kind of whisper to him like, "Hey, do you want to add them to our party? And would that be allowed, Echo? Like in the rules?"
You can't. It's team only. You can't add guests to your team. I'm afraid.
Okay.
I mean, you might not know that, but Yor would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think it's allowed to add extra members.
Damn.
Especially with official teams being what they are.
Right. Well, that's a shame.
We wouldn't want to get disqualified.
You guys would know that on Mariguard policy, like if you're on an assignment, it is totally acceptable to accept help from an outside source, but the Academy is not responsible for paying them if you offer them money. And the Academy is not liable for any deaths incurred in assisting a contractor team.
I'm really impressed with the pie placement on this piece of art. You really just like put them all on the table, and you didn't like drop any on the.
It was hard.
Well, we'll say that's exactly how they're laid out.
Excellent.
Why is
So
that pig?
excellently done.
Why is that pig speaking?
It's sad.
Oh, no. I'm not supposed to go mad for another 4 seasons.
Okay. Let's figure out our pie eating contest.
Yeah, that's been there the entire time.
As you guys are talking about the pie eating contest, the elf bartender just starts setting mugs and bottles down on your table. Each mug is filled to the brim with brandy, except for one mug filled with white milk.
All right.
Wait. If you drink enough milk, do you just turn white? Like this isn't out of character. This isn't out of character. He's like turned to Lusam's like, wait. Like if you drink enough of that, what happens?
You end up in the bathroom?
I imagine you get some type of stomachache.
Yeah. Normal.
I saw someone drink a whole gallon of milk at one time once they threw up.
Why would you do that?
It was a bet.
Is it a dare?
I was gonna say it sounds like a contest.
Did he win it at least?
Yeah, he did. He did win. He managed to hold it back long enough to take the prize.
He won physically, but mentally he was destroyed.
Yeah, I feel he still.
All right. So the rules of the contest are to eat as much pie as you can. If you have to stop, you're out. If you throw up, you're out.
What's the time limit?
Until we're out of pie.
The first to finish a pie wins, I'd bet.
Was it a speed contest?
Yeah.
Different than an amount contest.
Well, do we have enough for an amount contest? I think I could finish a pie myself.
That's a good point. Okay.
I mean, we've got 10 pies and 5 contestants, right? And that's the 3 plus the 2
Wait, yeah,
buckets.
who all is participating?
The
Tanner's
2
in.
halflings, the Genasi, and then the 2 NPCs.
I should do it as well.
I'm also in.
6.
Tizzle
7.
says, I will eat a pie, but I don't want to be rushed about it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, speed eating is kind of a whole different ballgame. Maybe we should have gotten turnovers and stuff.
Well, you had a few pies here.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
I don't think he's gonna sell a pie.
You do have a half-destroyed pie on the table. As well.
8 people, 10 pies. So everybody will get 1 pie, and then the first person to finish their pie will then get a second pie. Second pie, third person will be just the 3rd place.
Oh, that's not a bad
Sound
way
good?
to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I think.
And then it'll be a race between first and second.
I guess that makes sense.
We won't be as sick tomorrow.
Well, you just have to not try that hard to win, so you overdo it to the point where you're sick. Know your limits. Your own body will tell you when you should stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Kith, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception.
Because your wisdom's pretty high.
15.
15?
Yeah?
That pie that's half destroyed,
Uh-huh.
a corner of it is suddenly vanished as well.
Just
And
now.
then another piece.
In
Yeah,
front of me.
you
Whoa! Whoa, whoa,
watch
whoa,
as,
whoa! I grabbed for the pie.
It comes up just fine.
What's going on with this pie? Pieces are disappearing.
I didn't do it.
Okay,
Seriously, I saw pieces disappear.
Where do you
that's
are you
weird.
just holding the pie away from whatever happened?
Yes.
You feel a weight on your arm,
Whoa, whoa!
and then as you're looking at what it was, a iridescent blue fairy dragon appears on your arm, goes and grabs the pie and vanishes again.
I shriek like a little girl and run and jump behind the dwarf.
I'm going to use my detect Fae and undead and demons.
Whatnot.
See if it's.
You're burning that? Okay. There's a fae here.
What was that?
You don't know exactly where she is, but she's flittering about.
What the hell was that?
Okay, I was doing that to see if it was a Fae or a demon.
There is definitely a fae-touched
Is the
creature
bartender still there?
about. No, he's at the bar. He's doing
This
something.
place is like infested or something.
Okay, so
thank you.
Delicious. The way
That was sarcasm.
Who are
Well,
you talking
thanks.
to?
She's speaking in her head. You don't hear her.
Oh, okay, good.
the way
If you were to look, she's just kind of concentrating.
the way I see it, one of us has the creature, or one of the patrons has the creature. Either way, off.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
So my question:
Who the hell ate our pie?
who the hell ate our pie? I paid damn good money for that pie.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, Thormir.
Oh, I probably dropped the pie on the floor when I shrieked. Sorry, guys.
Oh no, that pie has vanished.
Oh, right, he grabbed the pie and ran. Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Question. Is it obvious that Morrigan is thinking about something?
I mean, roll a perception check at disadvantage. No, roll an insight check at disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Okay, good.
Because I mean, she's been quiet this whole time. All of a sudden, you're like staring at this person.
Well, it's not specifically. It's just that she's the only one who hasn't said anything about it.
Roll insight. Roll it.
Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Maybe this is
Or
some
probably
prank.
still thinks it's like a magical disappearing pie.
Like people play on the new contractor groups?
Do I just roll twice if it's disadvantage, or is there?
You roll twice and then you take the lower.
Okay, there's the first one, and the second one. 10.
You're insight checking Morrigan to see if there's signs of telepathic conversation. She kind of looks passive. She kind of glances over at you, and you don't. That's a stone face.
I'll ask Tizzy if this is like a prank that people play. Do they like haze new groups? Is this a thing?
Do they haze new groups? Absolutely.
Do you think that's what's going on here?
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
I'm gonna make a.
Who would be watching us closely enough to know to haze us with disappearing pie?
I don't know. It's weird.
It sounds.
I felt that thing crawling on me.
It's oddly specific too.
A moment later, Kith, the empty pie tin that is absolutely clean and shining clatters onto the table in front of you.
Whoa.
Oh, then.
See?
That was delicious. Sorry. I'm okay now. I can hold on for it now.
None of us hear that.
There's a lot of pie.
I'm gonna.
No, you
Thormir's
cannot
just
hear
slowly
that.
gonna back
No,
away from
no,
the
that was
table,
an
hands up.
audible aside.
hear me?
I didn't even try and do that in my mind.
Oh,
Can
then
everybody hear
Kith,
that?
you heard Morrigan sigh.
Can anybody hear
you
me?
can take that for what you like. Yes, we hear you.
I grab up the pie tin and I'm ready to smack that thing if it reappears, but I do look over at Morrigan. You saw it too. I'm not crazy. Y'all saw the pie tin empty.
Yeah, Yeah, we did.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I see anything, like I've been trying to do for like the last 2 minutes.
Sure. What are you looking for?
Looking for any hand movements, anybody that looks out of place.
You saw a pie tin appear out of nowhere. On a 15. Hold on. I gotta roll.
Oh, this is scary.
On a 15, you do notice that one of Maury's, like the cloth of the robe on Maury's shoulder, indents in a little bit. That's all you notice. It looks like there's a weight there, but it doesn't look out of, like it could just be the robe folding weird.
Yeah, I don't say anything just in case I am wrong. I don't want to go on bad first day.
Right. Other than that, you see some people who are noticing this group of people that brought on a crate of pie. Like you guys are attracting stares.
All right.
Because you have a gigantic crate of pie and you're setting them out on the tables, and then you're dropping pie tins and freaking out about something that no one else sees.
Yeah. Well, I take the opportunity to stand up and announce, kind of loudly, just to distract everyone from what just happened. If anybody would like to watch the pie eating contest from the newest contractors from the Mariguard Academy, come watch. It's about to start. I don't know what else to tell you guys.
You kind of get a few glances, and a few people kind of stand up from their chairs and, all right, we'll take a look. And they kind of crowd about. So, if you guys are going to do this, I would like Constitution saves from every single person who is participating in the pie eating contest.
Constitution.
Okay, so how are you doing this?
I would like to use my
halfling luck.
I'd like to use my luck to re-roll that.
Yep,
because,
go ahead.
That'd be absolutely.
What the frick?
Yes. Oh, yes, there we go.
What on earth is going on with this fucking video?
Okay,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, I'm going to be attempting to do the contest, but more like I'm going to be normally eating the pie and letting Korea just go crazy.
Okay. Are you using a spell to do this, or are you just letting her go to town?
I'm basically just miming eating, and I'm going to be eating normally, and she's
Okay.
going to go do it.
Roll roll a performance or a deception check, your choice, and I'm going to roll a Constitution save for Korea.
Okay.
Oh no.
I rolled wrong. I added the wrong plus. Can I re-roll, or do you want me to just add the plus to? Because it would be
Just
6.
add the correct plus.
It's the same for everywhere, so I just do +2.
Okay. So it'd be 6. I got a 6.
Okay.
Alright, then.
7. Okay. So. Goodness gracious. Okay, and then I'll roll for. Okay. So. That was fantastic.
That's
Ollie,
perfect.
the contest begins, and immediately you take a huge bite of pie, and you almost have to cough it back up. And you're like, "Nyah." And you see Kith is going through the same thing. You're like, this pie is really sweet. Ah! And then you choke it down, and then it's just smooth going. You eat like your whole pie in a matter of seconds. Lusam, you take the first bite of the pie, and you're like, it's tart. It's hard to get it down. Morrigan, everyone can see this. Like, Maury like bends over really close to the pie and like picks up a fork, and as she lifts the fork to jab it into the pie, just half the pie just disappears.
What the heck?
So did she do like a sleight of hand to do that?
Yeah, it's clear that she was like being deceptive.
Well, my passive perception looks higher than that sleight of hand, and my passive
it was not sleight of hand. It was she was trying to be deceptive about it and really bad. Like really, obviously didn't pull it off.
So the insight
in
check
between,
would.
I kind of say, "Well, I guess I know where the first pie went."
Yeah. So Ollie finishes the first pie, and then Maury's pie is gone. No one knows where it went. And then, who's next? Oh, and then frickin' Kith's pie is gone. And then Lusam, you are still like struggling with your pie. It's really sweet. Like, whew, lots of sugar and apple. Just it's really
like
tart, and you're having a hard time choking
pies
it down.
or something.
Yeah,
It's like Costco pie, so yeah, no, it's.
After I think I'm gonna get like a few more bites in, but then I'm gonna quit.
okay. It's clear it's not going well. And Tisala is in a similar situation as you. She like her elven face is scrunched up and like, yeah, where did this come from? Like really overly sweetened pie. So Ollie and Maury, you guys finished your pies first. So you pull the 2 second pies. Ollie and Maury, I need 2 more I need a con save from Ollie and another deception or performance check from Maury. Oh my god. Okay, let me roll the con for...
I'm good at magic. I'm not good at deception.
So, Ollie, you're like just a train rolling forward, just eating pie by slice, just throwing whole slices of pie in your halfling mouth. And you glance up at Maury, and you see just half the pie is gone again, and then just a heavy on the table. And Maury, in your head, you hear, "I'm full."
Ollie is going to set down her fork and her spoon, which I presume she's eating with both.
Oh, sure.
Double shoveling.
And she's going to say, "Maury, I should like to meet my competitor."
Of course. And I will try and get Koya to show herself if she's not unconscious.
You could ask her to.
I shall.
Do I have to?
You have to.
And like on the table, appearing is a very, it's gorgeous. It has platinum silver colored wings and blue rainbow iridescent scales, and very green in the face, sick fairy dragon who is trying to eat more pie and can't, and her belly is swollen and stuck on the table.
Like a snake that has just swallowed an entire cow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Ollie is going to slowly sort of hold out her hand to the fairy dragon, like she's offering to shake, and say, "You're a worthy adversary, little dragon."
You kind of see the fairy dragon glance over at you, and its head bobbles with a hiccup, and it just kind of. And Maury, you hear in her head, she says, "Hi."
This is Koya, my partner.
Oh, well, fuck.
Well, I said it before, but I think I'll say it again. I know where the first pie went.
Yeah, why didn't you just say something?
How did that little thing eat that much?
I'm honestly not going to question it.
Painfully.
Dick.
Please bring the rest.
I think you've had enough, man.
You like see the fairy dragon's tongue lashing out and licking at the pie filling on the tin, like trying to just fill in the cracks. Just it's a little bit pitiful to watch because this fairy dragon is obviously eaten more than her own weight. At this point, that's 2 pies to the fairy dragon. So
I think we have a winner that we didn't know existed.
Ollie, you won. Like you see the fairy dragon like pointing her head over at Ollie, and then like sets it on the table and falls asleep.
I think that I have had enough apple pie to last for some time.
I think Koya has as well.
For 10
but I'm
minutes.
gonna stop eating now because
Just a nap.
that was a lot. It was a lot.
I just need a nap. And then I'll finish it.
This precious little thing is just.
Tisela is looking over at the dragon with her head low to the table, and she just says, "I've never seen one ever."
Neither have I.
I don't think anyone.
How do we know what it is?
Since I did the blood hunter thing, do I know what it is?
You know what it is. You know what a fairy dragon is. You know they like to play tricks on people, and you know that they will sometimes become people's companions if they decide they like them a lot.
So either I turn to Morrigan with a knowing look, but I don't say anything out loud. Morrigan is either very powerful or a very good person.
It's not really about good or power. It's about nice to the fairy dragon. Or lets the fairy dragon play pranks. Things like that.
Like eating pie.
Yeah.
You
do also know, with your knowledge of Fae, fairy dragons, they love sweets as treasure, and apple pie is the top of the chart favorite thing they will go for no matter what. They like it more than anything else.
Oh dear.
So this particular choice is torture for the fairy dragon. Or perhaps a blessing, who knows?
All right,
but she is asleep. Her eyes are shut and she's laying on the table, just a little bit of drool leaking out of her mouth. It's not graceful.
Yeah. I start cleaning up the pie tins, and after collecting the tins and to the bartender and be like, "Do you got a place I can put these?"
Yes. In the rubbish.
Yeah, but where is that?
He points you to the garbage.
I meant your dumpster.
It just...
These are 15-inch pie plates. They're not fitting in a trash can.
Just give them here. And he takes them from you.
All right.
Hey, Morrigan.
Yes?
Can I pet the dragon?
If she doesn't decide to bite you.
Well, is it gonna bite me?
I don't think so.
You're over your telepathic link, you just hear...
At least not for now.
I'll pet the dragon.
It's very cool to the touch, but it's very smooth. And the scales almost give you a feeling of being soft.
Neat.
Yeah.
Except her tummy is very warm.
Figured she would enjoy this for our celebration.
A good night.
How much brandy have you guys drunk at this point?
I don't know.
None.
None.
Yeah, I would say yours kind of been more focusing on what's happening around him than the actual drinking.
I'll get on with the drinking.
Yeah, I had milk.
Yeah, Thormir's been sitting there nursing his cup the entire time this is happening.
Is Thormir sitting on a chair or a stool or the bench?
Probably sitting on a stool or whatever's close by to sit here and watch
Okay.
the shenanigans go on.
Sure. Okay. What's your passive perception, Thormir?
13.
13. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
That's a +1, so this is about to be wonderful. 6.
6. Okay. All of you suddenly hear this as Thormir, one of the legs of your stool, is kicked out, and you are flat on your back, looking up at a angry dwarf face looking down at you.
Is it fucking Pickett?
As Pickett says, "We have a score to settle, asshole."
Whoa.
I think there's no score settled. You pulled a trick and got caught. That's on you.
And that's not how I see it. I see it as you pointing it out to him, getting me thrown out.
At this point, I step in and tell the dwarf, "You mess with him, you mess with us."
Oh, is that so?
Jor kind of backs him up. It's like, yeah, it is so.
And I don't think 6-on-1 or 7-on-1 isn't 8-on-1 is in your favor.
I'm not
Fuck
sure
up,
how
it's
we're
tight.
counting.
I'm tired.
9-on-1. Make that 10. From Tissel and Canner. You see the dwarf, who is clearly red in the face and perhaps drunk as hell, looking up at your team and down at you again, and he says, "Better keep your eyes open then."
You better pay for that stool.
He turns around and it looks like he's heading out the bar.
I'm gonna stop with Unseen Servant.
You're gonna stop him with Unseen Servant?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll give Thormir a hand up.
How do you do that?
I will have Unseen Servant appear in the doorway, basically like as if you bump into a person, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he thuds into something invisible in front of the door, and he just,
I suggest you pay for what you've broken.
Don't waste my time. And he, like, goes to open the door, and Unseen Servant has, like, the strength of, like, I think...
2.
Yeah, so...
So he goes to open the door and he's about to bully the Unseen Servant out of the way.
Yes.
I'm going
Is the door closed?
Yeah, the door's closed.
Can I freeze the door closed? Can I...
Well, hold on.
Let's not get too destructive here.
Yeah, keep in mind, you guys have bodies that can go and actually
Can I
stop
just
him.
go over to him?
Yeah.
And, try to restrain him.
Ringo agrees. What are we doing?
Well, I was about to water whip and knock him down.
Okay. What were you doing, Thormir?
I was just gonna restrain him by his hands, like pull him back towards the bar.
Okay, well, you're prone.
Oh, I'm kidding. Yes.
Sure.
Right. So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay. You're just doing that.
Well, I started
Okay.
doing it and nobody stopped me. So
Yep, that's a 11.
that does not save. So
He what?
he is knocked prone and once.
Knocked prone and what?
Well, this is more than I was anticipating, but okay.
Oh,
I was
no.
mostly just trying to knock him prone, but this actually does damage. So 1 second. While
I mean,
roll.
you can technically say it does subdue damage instead.
I don't think I can do subdual damage with a.
non-lethal.
That's good.
Can I do GM? Can I do subdual damage with a water whip?
I would say you can do the energy to get the water whip to appear is a lot on its own.
Yeah,
So
because it's key. So
you can
I'm pretty
choose
sure-
it to be non-lethal, but it's going to hurt him.
Yeah, so non-lethal, but it's still going to be 3d10. So 1 second.
Oh, giblets! I could have just tackled him.
Yeah.
I have arms and legs, and I'm a stouty dwarf. He's
I got
my size.
water.
14 points of damage.
I
Okay.
was just going to intimidate him.
So as the unseen servant just appears in front of him, and he's like, "Hey, what the?" Hey! And is like picked up by his foot by this length of water that hurls him up into the ceiling with a, and he's like,
No,
and then
I thought it was just knocking him prone, but
and
okay.
he like gets dropped back down onto the ground, and he's laying flat on his back, just. Oh, that was dirty.
Looking at him.
Rethink your choice.
And maybe work on the attitude a bit.
He's
You
like,
did.
eyes are like half
You are going
closed.
to pay for it.
I'm gonna
Sure,
look at him and look down.
sure. And he like rolls a few silver on the floor. His face is like covered in blood from slamming into the ceiling. His nose is clearly broken.
Ollie does her best to look super like meditative and peaceful, the way that she has seen other monks do when they're being shitheads.
Every person in the tavern is looking at you.
She's just sitting there. She's got her legs crossed, crisscross applesauce, and she's clasped her hands, which you can't see me doing, so it's stupid that I took my finger off the push to talk to do it. Her legs crossed and her hands clasped, and she just said, "Rethink your choices," and she's just going to sit there looking meditative and not like somebody who just gorged herself on pie and then beat somebody up with a...
The bartender is coming out from the kitchen. He says, hey! Take it outside. You're not breaking any of my tables. Get it out of here.
This one already broke one of your stools, so... And he points to Pickett, who's currently lying on the floor still, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you paid for it. We don't need to tattle on him.
Well, the bartender doesn't know that yet.
I go over and pick the silver up off the floor and give it to the bartender.
Thank you.
Can I go take Pickett to the infirmary at the academy?
You can take him outside.
You know, I could help with...
Get him out of here.
Is he hurt?
His face is bleeding.
Yeah, he's pretty hurt.
He just broke his fucking nose on the ceiling.
I will help him.
There is like a
follow you
blood
out.
spot on the ceiling of the tavern right now.
I'm gonna use...
Very quietly, Ollie says, "Oops."
I'm gonna use my shape water cantrip and clean that off, as well as any of the other blood spots that might have come up, or remnants from the water whip.
It takes a minute, but it does eventually come off.
The water whip actually just goes back into my canteen, so it's not getting water everywhere.
Question.
Or the water from your canteen.
That's where the water whip lives.
It's not her drinking water, it's her weapon.
Hey, Echo.
Yeah. Yes.
Do I have to pre-pick my spells, or do I get to pick anything from the list here?
It's daily. Clerics do it daily, so everything but your cantrips.
You are granted your power by your god.
So the ones I see listed here on my sheet are my choices?
Yeah.
And anything that's a cleric spell is in your spells known, and then you just pick each day. You pray to Kellumbor in the morning, and you pick your spells. So you get them every day. Only cantrips are the ones that are...
It's not like a wizard who has to research different spells. You, as a cleric, you just get those spells and you prepare them, and you can you pray to your dude, and he's like, sure, I'll do that.
So I have 7 spells listed under level 2. So those are the ones I prepared, but I have 2 slots to cast with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of. You don't...
More or less.
They're not prepared.
You learn them.
Prepare at the beginning of the day.
That's what I meant. I prayed for them. But then I choose from the ones that I prayed for in the morning. Whatever. I will go outside with him and heal him. That was the plan. I'm sure I took Cure Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ask Morrigan for the water so that I can clean up and get rid of the bottles from our table and stuff.
Do I have water?
You have a canteen.
Oh, wait. Yeah, the canteen from the water whip.
That would be Ollie.
Like on my belt.
Shit, I'm really bad at this.
You
also have your own source of water.
Cough, cough, water Jossie, cough, cough.
I'm gonna just do that then. I take the water that's on my body, like sweat and stuff, but
That's disgusting.
Really sweat. It's
Sure.
Literally
Just
just
headbutt it.
water.
Just headbutt the stain until it goes away.
No, I take all the water from off my skin and use it to clean up the blood spots and stuff.
Sure, you use shape water and you clean off the splats of apple filling and the blood spots. At this point, Koria is invisible again. You guys don't know where the fairy dragon is, and Mori, you feel her back on your shoulder. She weighs significantly more.
Welcome back.
After sorry.
You're okay. So the bartender who has just collected the silver is heading back over toward the stool, and he's like looking at it. You stepped outside and you slap a Cure Wounds onto the angry dwarf.
Yep.
As you do, he's like pulling his arms out of Thormir's grasp. He's trying to leave.
Whoa, hang on, I'm not done.
Roll the heal.
You said it was automatic.
Potions grant you the full heal.
Okay,
Spells
so
do not.
I roll a d8 plus my spell modifier, which is +3. Okay. Not royal roll. 1d8 plus 3. Cure light. Oh,
11.
boom.
Okay, so you kind of like pull him back and you like forcibly reset his nose and heal it. And he is like, ugh! Oh.
There, you're much cuter now.
Thanks. Let go of me. And he like pulls his arms away from
Sorry.
Thormir. And he just kind of storms off into the evening. It is late in the evening now. It's like 9 o'clock.
All right.
More drinking to do.
I have no idea what that guy's problem is.
Yeah, what happened with that?
He was a classmate, and he pulled some dirty tricks in class, got caught by my instructor, and ended up just quitting the course, and apparently now he holds a grudge against me.
Why is he holding a grudge against you over what he did?
Because he thinks it was my fault for pointing it out.
Oh, well...
But I, in fact, didn't say anything.
Well, alright, so he's a liar and a cheater. We got your back, man.
Thank you.
Let's go get drunk.
You guys go back into the tavern?
Yep.
Okay.
I pipe up. It might not be the greatest idea to get super, super drunk right the night before
It's
the
really
big,
sad.
the big party or the fight or the arena thing.
We definitely want to make sure that we know what we're doing tomorrow, since we don't actually know what all each other can do.
Yeah, for example, what was that water thing?
And also, not a great idea to do strategy in a pub.
Maybe. Let's
fine.
Let's just relax a bit for tonight, and then before anything happens tomorrow, we've got enough time, I think, to come up with a plan and see what everyone's about.
What time do we have to be at the thing?
It doesn't start until 12, I believe. So if we get that around 10 a.m., it should be fine.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
So we should probably be up at around 6.
6 or 7 if we want to really get to good.
The door gets kicked open, and striding inside is a familiar face as the bard instructor Tally jumps in and says, "Hail me, Galen! It's been a long day!" And she grabs a mug of ale from the bar and then heads across the room and pulls out her lute.
Yeah.
I toast her with my brandy that I'm too full to drink.
She's across the room from you, but she sees you and she's like, "Hey!" And then resumes focusing on her lute. She starts to...
If Tally's going to play, then we should dance. I don't know if I can dance. My stomach is really full.
I have more drinking to do first.
I suggest we not get super drunk, but we do enjoy ourselves for tonight.
Somebody dance!
I'll dance with you.
You regret it in the morning.
Yay.
Yeah. Jorva's just gonna go back to just calmly sipping his brandy. I would say he's probably about a quarter of the way down.
Okay.
Careful, that shit packs a wallop.
It is potent brandy.
I try to outdrink Jor'vandir.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of friendly competition.
He's twice my size.
Yeah.
Regardless, you're a halfling, so you win almost by default. So
Roll me. Are you? If you're competing,
I guess, yeah. Well,
It's good natured.
Roll
it's good natured.
Is both of you.
Okay.
She's just trying to have fun.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh shit.
While they're dancing, Ollie will try to explain the water whip. She's not very good at explaining.
She's probably much better at dancing than she is explaining.
She is way better at dancing than she is at explaining.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Thormir is bogs when he dances.
Roll me acrobatics checks, both of you.
Oh, crap. What is my acrobatics? Oh, +1. Okay. I thought it was a 0. 16. Hey.
Yeah, it's not too shabby. Okay. So Ollie, this tiny little monk, even tiny to a dwarf, is just dancing all over the damn place. But you're able to keep up with her. Mostly. Obviously, you can't do some of the crazy monk shit that she's doing. But it's not. It is not hard to respect the dwarven efforts to keep up. Though your dancing style is very dwarven, so it's very like stompy and like heavy moves. But in
I'm
rhythm,
imagining like an oompa polka and then like
a little bit like the Kazakhstan kick.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. Meanwhile, over at the table, Kith, who might have thought Jor was going to be a pushover. Jor, you're getting a pretty heavy buzz. This brandy is strong stuff. And right when you get to that point, you're like, "Ooh, I don't want to slow down." You see Kith is like, "Whoa."
I'm ready to dance now.
At disadvantage.
You're not wasted, but you're definitely drunk. So anyone who wants to dance as well can roll acrobatics or performance, whichever you want to do, whichever's higher.
0 or a 1. All right.
Ooh, the choices.
It was a +1 or a -2, so.
Do I have any negatives for being buzzed?
I got a 5.
I would say no, but that's only because you are used to drinking and dancing as a halfling.
All right.
It is not.
I don't care. I'll drink some more after.
The Genasi who like sees everyone dancing is like, "All right, I'll hop in," and it's not.
I get immediately tripped and knocked out.
Just unconscious in the middle of the dance floor.
Oh, no.
I want to dance. Nope.
Canner immediately like leaps at the opportunity to dance with Kith, but then he sees the Genasi on the ground. He's like, "Did he even drink anything?"
I don't think so. He said he doesn't drink.
Avoid the milk, then, I guess.
Ollie is
What's a milk drinker like you doing in my tavern?
After a bit, he just kind of gets up and just kind of walk of shame back.
After a moment, Tisala turns to you, Mori, and says, "Well, you want to dance?"
Sure.
Roll a performance or acrobatics, your pick.
Oh god, I don't dance.
That doesn't matter.
Neither does half the people out there.
I didn't.
Kith and Canner have a very, like, stumbly, perhaps heavily inebriated dancing routine.
That's okay.
Tisala and Mori, you guys both dance in rhythm. You do pretty good. You stay in rhythm, and you let Tisala lead because she seems to know what she's doing, but it doesn't look like it. You guys both... It looks respectable. After you guys spend the evening dancing around as Tally plays song after song, and she's a skilled bard, and it seems like every note that she plays is just laced with a little bit of power, making you guys feel a little bit more cheerful, a little bit happier, and at the end of the night, wasted or not, dancing or not, you all seem to have had a good time.
Well,
despite falling on your face, you still had fun.
When I'm guessing you're starting to close soon.
You asking the elf?
Asking the bartender. Sorry.
Oh, no, we're open for a few more hours. It's
Time is
only he glances out at the moon. He says, "It's only around midnight."
We should probably get back either way in a little bit, since fall festival and all. We don't want to end up being late.
Yeah. I go over and start dance floor and just take care this time. Over and try and find the girls as they're dancing.
Yours
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yours just going to be kind of looking around to try and collect people as well, seeing as actually know where everyone is at this point, probably.
Have you guys been dancing the whole time?
Mm-hmm. Dancing, drinking, dancing.
All right. I need Constitution saving throw from Kith, and a Constitution saving throw from Morrigan.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wait,
so drunk.
I'm happy my Constitution is high.
Can I ask why exactly?
Were you drinking?
No.
Oh.
No, not for drink. It's for dancing for 4 hours.
Frick.
Oh.
I didn't
Okay.
even want one.
No, you should not. Thormir and Ollie both have remarkable endurances after all their training they've gone through. Kith, you're wiped out.
I kept drinking. That did not do me any good.
Yeah, you have a point of exhaustion at this point. Morrigan, you're feeling, a little tired, a little sore, but you're fine. Tisela, who is dancing with you, is clearly winded. And Canner is he sat down like half an hour ago. He was like, that's enough for me. So
All
you
right,
guys, Yor comes by to collect you.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we should probably start heading back now, since...
No. One more drink, then I'll go back.
Yes, you said
Ollie
that 3
is
drinks
going
ago.
to pick up Kithmia.
I'm gonna just try and persuade her not to drink anymore, at least for now. Come on, we got plenty of time after.
Check?
Why am I flying?
I'm taking you to bed.
Persuasion? Okay.
Go ahead. 10. Okay. So, Kith, he's telling you not to drink anymore, and that sounds like a pretty good idea. Especially now that Ollie has picked you up and you are heading toward the door.
Okay, no more drinks.
You don't feel particularly inclined to fight.
I'm just watching this, and it's like...
Sounds like they're going to be a bit of trouble, huh? As Tizzle is right over your shoulder.
It's a full new team and new leader, so yeah, it's gonna be quite a bit.
Best of luck.
Thank you. We'll definitely need it. At least some.
We all do. You have a good night. And Tisla heads out the door as well.
You too. You too, friend.
Tally is no longer playing. She has a mug of ale that's kind of tipped over in her hand, and she is asleep with her lute on her lap.
Should we
doing this too?
I
thought we all...
As you consider going and waking her up, the bartender says, "No, don't do that. You'll lose a finger."
All right, well, have a good night.
He goes over to the edge of the bar by Tally and pours a fresh mug of ale. And Tally's like, "Ah, that's mine, yes? Who sent it?" And the bartender says, "It's like 1 a.m, Tally. Go get some sleep." "Oh. Well, thanks anyway." And she grabs the mug and begins heading up the stairs of the tavern.
Is there anybody else in the tavern right now besides me?
It's cleared out a bit since earlier, but there's still some people, a few of the townsfolk who are clearly at the stage of drinking where they think they should get another, but they probably should not.
Yeah, I meant like of the party.
Oh, Thormir's looking at you.
Is he drunk or is he just there?
I don't know. See if I am drunk or not.
Sure. Roll concept.
Thormir and
he's rolling to see how wobbly he is. Hang on.
10.
He's a little wobbly.
Okay. Well, I go over to Thormir and be like, "Hey, we gotta go."
All right. I'll follow him out of the bar.
Okay. So you guys head to your shiny new quarters.
Yep.
Whee!
Yeah. Before everybody goes in their rooms, them all, even if they don't remember it, my room in the morning, or Vaughn's room, if that's okay with him.
In whose room?
His room. Sorry.
You're cutting out.
Damn it. My sensitivity is as low as it'll go.
That's the problem. You're cutting out.
My sensitivity is at negative 95 decibels right now.
I don't think that's the problem. I think it's your connection being shit from time to time.
Wait, what were you saying? Because we can hear you talking about how low your sensitivity is.
But not the thing that you're apparently wanting to tell us.
Or we'll meet in my room in the morning.
Mine or yours. Either should be fine, right?
Let's go with yours.
All right. Go with mine then.
So you guys all go back toward your quarters.
And then face planting to my own.
Okay. For those of you who have the awareness to actually look at your new quarters, they are pretty nice. They're very sparse. Each quarter is fairly large. Each has a small, like a wash basin, like looks like it's used for preparing food almost. A long table, and then a bed with dresser and trunk. They seem like a definite upgrade, but they're apparently not meant for one to spend all their time in. As you guys are finally contractors, and you all bed in for the night, I'd like you all to make wisdom saving throws. Those of you heavily inebriated, do it with advantage.
Advantage.
I'm not inebriated. I'm just a bit.
You said
heavy
wisdom
buzzed,
save?
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, wisdom saving throw.
11.
14.
The DC is 12.
That's good.
Nope.
No.
Where did my roll go?
It's somewhere there. Like, look up.
It's.
I don't see mine. What did I roll?
Sorry, wisdom save?
Yep.
I did exclamation point instead of slash. Whoops.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's funny.
Jesus. I mean,
So-
Zen monk, so.
Ollie, you plump down on your bed, exhausted but excited from the day. You finally have a team. That's great. You fall asleep.
I spend my night barfing.
Yeah, Kith, Thormir, Mori. No, Mori did fine, but Kith and Thormir, you guys have a rougher night. Kith, you have a hard time falling asleep. That brandy and pie is not sitting too well.
Oh, no.
It's not going great.
I'm really glad I have my own room now.
It's not sickening, but it takes you a while to fall asleep. Thormir, you're thinking a lot about the oath. You're thinking a lot about what you did, and
Pickett, that asshole dwarf, and you have a hard time settling your mind.
Fucking douche. I hate him so much.
As you lay down for the night, in your head, you just hear, "Well done. This is going to be interesting."
Yes, it will.